Welcome, everyone, to the Armchair Bookers podcast. I am your host, The Ref, and I am here to give my predictions for SummerSlam 2025, Night 1. First year with two nights, so we have two stacked cards, Saturday night, Sunday. It should be an amazing weekend for wrestling. I'm very, very excited for SummerSlam. Why? Because there's lots of big names, there's lots of big stipulations, lots of big titles on the line. And I'm very excited about the fact that there's a lot of youth spread across these two nights with SummerSlam. I'm curious who's going to steal the show. And with that being said, let's hop on in to my Night 1 SummerSlam predictions. I have notes because there's a lot going on. No order in how I'm going to cover this. So, and hopefully I have the right nights for match 1, 2. These are it is the expected breakdown for the matches night 1 and night 2. Anyway, so I'm going to start with Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross, big fan of Karrion Kross, fan of the show. Let you know, I'll release an interview I did with him right after he left TNA, so a few years ago. But I'll re-release that. I love him. He's amazing. I've followed him since his TNA days. He went to MLW for a bit. He was in Lucha Underground. Check that out if you can find it. And then Sami Zayn, I can't say enough about him. He will be considered underrated no matter what happens the rest of his career. He could win, 5 titles in however many years left of him wrestling. It won't matter. He will consistently and constantly and will be considered underrated. I love him. In this match, I'm bonkers excited for. It's for pride. It's for respect. It's for Sami fighting the dark side. Karrion Kross has really come into his own. He is a character builder in wrestling, the way he approaches wrestling. It's really awesome. I love it. Sami Zayn's very similar. He gets into these characters. He really gets into his role and the feuds. Like it's really been a great feud in my opinion. Karrion is super over with the crowd. I know WWE is listening. Push the guy. Push him. Push Karrion versus Orton WrestleMania with the proper build and the right psychological games. Money. You're welcome. Getting back to it. We really got here after, this is a significant amount of time of Karrion Kross haunting Sami Zayn, encouraging him to kind of embrace his dark side, Darth Vader side style. And it's been fun to see because this is what Karrion Kross is able to do. Add layers. Somebody pointed out before that his hair was changing with the feud or whoever he was trying to intimidate or convince to get into the darkness, right? Embrace their bad side, their heel side, as it were. That was a really cool a piece of what he brings to the table. I'm gushing. I'm sorry. Super mark for him. Can't lie. He's a beast in the ring. His moveset is very, very physical. So this is going to be a fast, hard-hitting event. I want Kross to win. I don't think that he will. Sami Zayn will win to end this feud. Karrion Kross and his pipe. We'll move on to a different feud. Scarlett by his side will get into somebody else's head. But I think that this is where Sami Zayn gets his win. I wouldn't be surprised with Kross, and this is why. Not just because of my fandom, but because he is at the end of his contract. I don't get into dirt. That is the dirt alert. He has not been offered, apparently, so we will see what happens with that. I would love Kross to win because I am a mark, but I do see Sami winning. What happens next for Sami? I'm very curious about that because I do think that this is going to end the feud. And will this be the last meaningful feud for Karrion Kross? Will he exit? And if he does, he'll go anywhere that he wants. So he'll have a blank check, in my opinion. Marking out. I'm going to move on. I'm going to go to the Judgment Day. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, the champions. versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair for the Women's Tag Team Championship. This has been a very organic, lightning in a bottle type of feuds. Liv Morgan got hurt. Godspeed, come back soon. We love you. We absolutely love you. She's amazing. But the way Roxanne has been able to step up and integrate herself into the Judgment Day, Raquel Rodriguez, you listened to Kevin Nash when he said you're working too small. You have become a powerhouse, and you should be presented as such. Amazing work that she's putting in. The chemistry between her and Roxanne Perez, absolutely incredible. That's the part that was because of injury. The other part is with Charlotte and Alexa Bliss being tag team partners. That was not the original plan. The original plan was for them to have a feud from when Alexa Bliss came back. That was supposed to be her first feud after a few weeks of Alexa Bliss playing, I would assume, mind games with Charlotte. That's what it seemed like at first. But they got so over with the crowd, and they are so the chemistry is amazing. The "We're Not Friends" shirts on social media when they appear. I just can't say enough. Charlotte is I'm a big fan of Charlotte. Okay. I think that she gets pushed a little bit too hard, but how can you not when she is as credible as she is? But Alexa Bliss is again a Sami Zayn level underrated, where she will, no matter what, I think that she'll be underrated. Her character development and as she developed through her career, it's just been great. The way she's developed this ode, to Bray Wyatt. She's holding on to the character that she was working on integrating with Bray before, rest in peace, he passed away. So she's developed that character independently now, right? And has just been incredible. The chemistry, like I said. Anyway, we got here because of built up tension, backstage, mind games and things like that. I'm really happy with Roxanne and Raquel as being the youth, right? I mentioned a lot of youth against serious vets, significantly successful vets. I think it's going to be a great match. I think the time where Perez and Alexa are in the ring, I think that is where what's going to steal the match. And that's not to sully anything else. I think the power moves between Raquel and Charlotte are going to be dynamic. But I really do think this is going to be the opportunity for Perez to shine, Alexa to do what she does, which is always shine. But Perez has a spotlight, and I can't wait to see what she does. I think that Bliss and Charlotte win the belts. You got to go with what's hot right now, and I think that the pairing is just too much fun. Marketability is too much fun. But in terms of storyline, this would be a good opportunity. I don't know when Liv comes back. Is she back and ready to do a run-in? I keep moving this from my ass. Will she do a run-in? If she's healthy enough, I have not read anything like that. I've heard that she's out for a good amount of time. So for this match, though, I am hopeful for no run-ins. None. Judgment Day is known for their shenanigans. They have another match on the card. So let's hold the run-ins. Don't oversaturate it with it. You're doing good things, I think. I don't think. Doing great things. I love the Judgment Day. So I like the presentation that they're having right now where they're getting involved in certain aspects. But this is a match where they should not get involved. The gentlemen, save it. We'll come back to it. All right. Now's the best time, halfway through the card, 6 and 6. Gotta subscribe, comment, interact. Am I wrong with my predictions? No. But you can tell me and try to say that I am, and we'll talk about it. But YouTube, thank you for watching. Share, comment, tell your friends. Facebook, share, comment, tell your friends. I love wrestling. We talk wrestling. Shout out to John Kieran, my guy. I'll plug him a little bit later. Let the people know. All right. Moving on, we have, let's see, we're going to get into something fun. We're going to talk about Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. I think that change tells you how I feel about Logan Paul. All right. I want to so badly talk about Logan Paul outside of the ring, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep this focused on WWE story what we're seeing, what we're being presented. Okay. With that being said, this match all about respect. Paul came out, interrupted, and he's always disrespectful, of course, but he interrupted Jelly Roll, said that, he doesn't belong, blah, blah, blah. Randy Orton came out and was like, yo, you don't belong. What are you talking about, Jelly Roll? Drew McIntyre comes out, and the beatdown ensues, sets up the tag team with Orton and Jelly Roll facing Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. My expectations really is it's going to be a spot fest, not like ladders and all. That's going to come at a different time. I'm more so mean some not spot. Oh, I should focus on these spots are going to be big. I think Drew McIntyre is going to have a huge Claymore. I think Logan Paul is going to have his typical big event highlight reel move, and social media move. Jelly Roll is going to have a big move. I'm curious what he's going to hit. That's going to say, okay, oh my gosh, he trained, he worked hard. Holy cow! Every celebrity has that moment where they hit something. I'm curious what he does. Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre are just going to slug each other. It's going to be fun, and that's the point of this kind of match. And I do expect it to end with a massive, wild, athletic RKO. Orton to Paul. Best way to end a match like that, with Jelly Roll, of course, pinning Logan Paul. That's how I expect it, and that's how I would love to see it happen. Orton Roll with the win. We're going to move over to a big match. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. We're going to come back to the youth. Of course, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, the big boys. Man, I am. All right, so this is all about honor. It's about revenge. It's about just bad blood with the bloodline. Everybody has bad blood with the bloodline, but with Jey and Roman teaming up, Roman coming to Jey's rescue a few weeks in a row. This goes back to Paul Heyman turning on Roman Reigns. Rollins and his faction have been hurting people. Now Rollins has gotten hurt. I think he got hurt Saturday night main event. Either way, he's hurt, so he's been out. But he's the Money in the Bank briefcase holder. A lot of people are very skeptical, whether or not this is a real injury or if it's a work, as they say, meaning not real, a little bit of playtime in his approach to things. Now, that I'm going to move that part out. I'm going to go with his injury is legit. I don't believe I expect that he will not show up. I do believe he is injured. It's going to be chaos. Hard hitting, big splashes, over the top rope, speed, power. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a run in. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody aligns himself with Seth being hurt. Comes out and aligns himself with Bronson and Braun. That way, one of them can break out as more of the singles wrestler, and there's still a tag team behind that, right? And I would assume that would be Braun with somebody teaming up with Bronson. Who knows? I'm just armchair booking. Where do things happen? Okay, so my prediction, my fact is that Reigns and Uso will win. It will not be for anything lack of amazingness from the young studs. But this is a big moment for Reigns and Uso. It's a SummerSlam match. Reigns is pretty much just coming back. They get the win. Where do we go from there? Now, I'm going to bring Rollins back into it. If he is not hurt, right, it doesn't matter in this match. Put a pin in it. We'll talk about it. So my biggest thoughts about this would be, where does Jey go next? More than anything, I think Braun and Bronson, they have a plan in place for them to really continue to shine. Look, they established themselves as powerhouses away from Seth. They're not just the sidekicks, and they proved that by stealing Roman Reigns' shoes. That is a massive amount of disrespect, dude. That's really, yeah. That was a beatdown, and the stolen shoes really made me feel like, oh my gosh, this feels awesome. This really, really feels great. It made this feud what I thought was already pretty good, because I love all four that are involved. 2. Holy moly, I can't wait. I can't wait. This is going to be a lot of fun. But I do think Reigns and Uso win. Where does Jay come next? I think we can all be a bit concerned with where he goes. His main event, Jay, it's getting crowded up top. So, it doesn't seem like they're looking at him for a continued singles push, especially in the main event. So we'll see. I hope that, the guy is as over can be. So don't give me any nonsense about dropping him down the card, burying him in any sense. Don't you do it. You can't do it. It's just, you got to keep him up top somewhere. So hopefully we continue to see him in that arena, right, against those other big studs, because he is a huge stud. I don't yeet, but yeet. My kids will enjoy that I did that. All right. So now we go to Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill. Tiffany Stratton is the WWE Women's Champion. I'm nervous about this match. I'm more nervous about this match than anything else on the card. And that's not because the women aren't so incredible, these two women. I'm just saying they can have some spots that get a bit clunky. But I think the big things that they do and the very, very strong wrestling that I know that they will have will overcompensate for anything that is a bit anything that's a bit shortcoming. Both women are very, very powerhouse type wrestlers. Jade Cargill is meant for this stage. She's meant for this type of coronation. I think she takes the belt from Tiffany Stratton. I think that they didn't really know where to go with her. Once she cashed in and got the belt, she was so organically over and incredible. And then, things got a little bit rocky with the Charlotte Flair feud, but something's missing with her run. So I wouldn't mind seeing a change, seeing the belt move over to Jade, who earned her spot in this match at Evolution. An all women's wrestling event was terrific. Really, really got to shine on some amazing female wrestlers, and rightfully so. So Jade beat Asuka, huge match, and that's how she got into this opportunity to take the belt, which I do believe she will. Jade Cargill, incredible! I can't wait to see her have that moment and get that belt, especially on a big stage like SummerSlam. Now, main event, night 1. This was confirmed. Gunther, CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. I have to look down my notes for that because I feel like the championships have different names all the time. My bad. Except for the Undisputed belt. I don't want to get into that because it's odd that it's Undisputed and they have another belt. Different time, different topic. So my buddy Casey did ask, before I get into the main event, did ask me what my favorite SummerSlam moment was. And that is a hard pick because we had some really, really cool moments. Cop out. Sorry. I'm more of the flashy. I'm more of The Rock. More of Shawn Michaels. So I'll go with, amazingly though, British Bulldog beating Bret Hart at SummerSlam main event in Wembley was so cool. I loved the British Bulldog. I thought he was the coolest thing. He was stacked. Really a fan throughout his entire career. So I would say that that's probably my most favorite moment. Brock Lesnar winning his belt. We have Shawn Michaels coming back. A lot of, again, going to cop out here, a lot of really big matches that happened across the years of SummerSlam. More recently, this the new with the 2 nights, I think it's just going to be really incredible to see what they're able to put on across the 2 nights. Because again, we're talking youth: Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, Logan Paul, youth, Gunther, youth. Not in terms of how long he's wrestled. He's wrestled for a significant amount of time. He's phenomenal. Traveled the world. And now he goes up against CM Punk, who earned his spot in this main event, night 1, SummerSlam, because he won a gauntlet match on Monday Night Raw. Gunther held onto the belt, thankfully, against Goldberg. Hey, Brett. Um, in Goldberg's retirement match. Goldberg no selling chops. Not okay. That took me out of the match entirely. Speech after, no good either. Not trying to hate. I'm the ref, right? I'm not biased. I'm straight down the line. Goldberg, deuces. Okay, so back to the match. I expect chops, 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 chops. I think they're gonna make up for Goldberg not selling with CM Punk selling the goodness gracious out of him, and he's going to come out looking like chopped meat on that chest. It's going to be an old school match, an ode to old school matches between Respect the Ring, Gunther, and Respect the Art, CM Punk. It's going to be fun. I think it's going to be the best match of both nights. I see it in a similar level of Undertaker and CM Punk at Mania. As good, different, all right? Okay, because Undertaker brings a whole different aspect to a match. But in terms of entertainment and what you're going to see between two wrestlers, this is going to be incredible. Now, here's where it gets a little bit funky, and I actually have Gunther retaining. Now, totally changes if Seth Rollins, as I mentioned earlier, is not actually hurt. It's a high possibility, again, high probability possibility, that he is not actually hurt. And as the holder of the Money in Bank briefcase, it means he can cash in whenever he wants. So he has done it at WrestleMania. SummerSlam is probably the second biggest show in all of WWE in terms of their premium live events. I can see it happening. If it does, obviously a whole different story. If he is healthy, it will be CM Punk winning and Seth cashing in on CM Punk. The reason I have Gunther winning and no Rollins cash in is because, like I said, I think he is hurt. And also because Gunther dropped the belt to Jey Uso, won it back within a month. I think him dropping it back to again so soon, I think he's only had it about a month. To CM Punk hurts his runs, plural, because now we're talking two, but with a month in between. I hope that doesn't happen because I think Gunther is so incredible. Again, go back and watch him as Walter as he traveled the world. You want to see chops, like he's gotten lighter with those chops. Go back and watch him just slugging people. Him and Will Ospreay. Check that one out on YouTube. It's phenomenal. While you're on YouTube, oh my goodness gracious, while you're watching us and you're on YouTube, you're on Facebook, continue to like, subscribe, share. We're back up and running, Noah and I, the ref. So there you have it. I think it's a perfectly predicted SummerSlam. Night one, you're welcome. If you're betting, feel free to, let me wet my beak on those winnings. Now, don't forget to check out my night two predictions. All right, that's coming out in a bit, not too long from now. Head over to Ropes and Riffs with John Kiernan, my guy. He started Armchair Bookers with me. He is now doing Ropes and Riffs podcast. I want to make sure I hit it up. You can find interviews, original music, including entrance music, which John Kiernan is an absolute amazing composer for entrance music. He gives an in-depth look at how music can make the wrestler and the dynamics that go into music to wrestler to character. Absolutely amazing. John, love you. Check out Ropes and Riffs. Thank you for subscribing to us. Like I said at the beginning of this little goodbye. But more than anything, thanks for interacting with the Armchair Bookers and tuning in. I'll be talking to you. Night two predictions coming up.